Hello everybody, my name is Powasaurus.Rex and I'm pretty new here. I've been playing Minecraft for about 6 months and I wanted to share with you guys my potion brewing stand design. This is a smart brewing stand design that allows you to brew any of the 93 different potions in the game, all with the push of a button. Has easy access to item inputs as well as ingredient inputs. All this up here is the logic circuit for the additional effects to add them in after the base potion has already been brewed. The timing circuit is designed such that no matter how many ingredients you add to the potion, it'll still be extracted the instant the potion is done. We'll see that here. And as you can see, we get the 3 potions and 3 water bottles already back in our brewing stand, and no water bottles are stuck in here. Alright, let's start the tutorial. For this, you're going to need an 8 high by 21 wide wall. That's to keep things even, and I know it seems big, but we got a lot of stuff that we got to fit behind this wall. Take out the 3 in the middle, dead center, and then 2 more going up the sides. This is where you can put your output chest, or you can run the output down through the hopper that goes into the back. Brewing stand goes on top, and then hoppers into these 3 sides, or the 2 sides in the top. And these are for inputs here. Go ahead and add some chests on top of these, and here. This will be for your blaze and your water bottles. The item input is going to come from the top here, and so we're going to make a line of hoppers going all the way back here, and that'll bring the items from our chests into the brewing stand to be brewed. Over here we're going to put an iron trapdoor, or any trapdoor, on the top here, and that'll stop the water from flowing down. An iron bar out the front stops it from flowing out. That'll be your water source, so you can fill up all your water bottles just right here after you use them. I like to put some stairs here, and I like to have them facing this way. That way it looks like a solid block, but you can still open the chest, and you can put an item frame on the front to show what's in here. Next, we're going to get some redstone lamps and some item frames and start building the item selector panel for the item frame selector panel for all of our different potions, or the first 8. I like to put an arrow in here, nice and easy to see, and it points to this one as the first one, whereas a torch would point to this one as to the top center as the first one. And really want this to be that for some logic stuff that we'll get to later. Grab a couple buttons and put them there and there. And these will be our input for these 2 here. There, that's directly behind and below the arrow in our item selector panel. On top of that, we can have a comparator facing out so we can take the reading from there. Here, repeater going into the side of this, and a redstone torch here to lock this or turn it off. And this redstone torch is on the back of the block that has our button on it. So, gonna bring 8 blocks out like this, with some redstone dust on top of them. I'm going to bring a row of blocks below, and this is a decoder circuit. Repeater, 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 all on one tick. So repeater's up, and then another block here, another line of blocks here, with repeaters on them all set to 2 ticks. And then more blocks on top of these, and these get redstone dust on them. Then you need a row of torches here, block up here with a row of torches out the back. Again, another row of blocks, another row of blocks on top of them, and more torches here. Sticky piston goes on top of all of these here, and observer on the face, just like this, so that the output of the observer is facing out this way. Now we're going to need some slabs here so that we can run a redstone repeaters on top of this without cutting off the redstone like that. Just a line of slabs out like that. And these repeaters are all going to be on 3 ticks. This line of repeaters here. And that is because when you move an observer, it creates a 1-tick output, but we want it long enough and strong enough that it'll turn off redstone torches, and that needs at least 2 ticks, but because we're going to stack 2 redstone torches, we want it on 3. So again, redstone torches out here. We want hoppers feeding into here, and these are what's going to have our ingredients in them to be delivered to the brewing. So we're going to have a line of hoppers all facing into this main line that leads to our brewing stand, and this goes one beyond these 8 because we're also going to have one here for the 9th one, which is that night vision potion. So just go ahead and duplicate the same thing here, 3 ticks on there, torch out the front here. But out the back, we're going to have a solid block there, and then slabs that run all the way along to here with redstone dust. That way, when this is activated, it'll only activate this last one because it has a solid block. None of these will be activated because there's a slab here. And we're just going to go ahead and put a torch on the back of this block, which is that button there. So now we're going to go up by a hopper, and that is for our nether wart input. That way it doesn't interfere with this blaze powder chest here and just go into there. It's going to be the same concept here. You can use a full block for this if you want. It isn't going to affect anything. But again, repeater on 3 ticks, and the observer here. And instead of the observer going back and forth, it's actually going to go up and down. So we're going to put a sticky piston facing down there, and a sticky piston facing up there. And if you put a block here, it'll activate that sticky piston so it goes up. And we're going to do a block up here, and block with some redstone dust on it to activate that. We can get some chests up here. So this will be for your nether wart. These 9 here will be for the base ingredients. Alright, so now that you have all your chests in place, because the hoppers are locked by these torches here, you can go ahead and load them up with all your ingredients. And there's 2 things to remember. First one is the order in which the ingredients are is important, and we'll see that later in the logic section. First chest is for your nether wart, then your glistening melon, spider eyes, sugar, rabbit's feet, gas tears, blaze powder, pufferfish, magma creams, and then golden carrots. The second thing to remember is to put an item in the hopper immediately below the chest. That way when you brew, it'll actually brew instead of just moving an item from the chest down into the hopper. Alright, so the next part is arguably the most important, and that's the circuit that keeps the potions in the brewing stand for exactly the right amount of time and pulls them out as soon as they finish brewing. For that, we're going to run a comparator into repeater and set this to 4 ticks. Repeater, and then 2 more blocks with redstone dust. Step down for 4. Comparator, pulse extender here. Couple pieces of redstone, another repeater on 4 ticks. And we have 5 comparators in a delay here. Another repeater here on 4 ticks. Couple pieces of redstone dust, and then a torch off there. Then we're going to come over here, drop down by a couple blocks, and put a block up there, piece of redstone dust there. Block over with a comparator on it. And then we're going to build a T flip-flop here. Dropper facing up. And a dropper facing down into it. Now we can add an item to the bottom dropper here, and that'll power this comparator, which locks this hopper here, and that prevents the water bottles from just flowing through the brewing stand and out into the output chest. Now we're also going to take a comparator out here into a block there, and this will be so when it's extracting the finished potions, no new water bottles are flowing in. Now we're going to want a observer coming out from this so that it gives a pulse when it gets moved, a sticky piston down at the bottom facing upwards, and 6 blocks here like so. Comparator, another comparator pulse extender here, redstone, another repeater on 4 ticks here, a sticky piston facing up, just a block, another block on here with another repeater on 4 ticks. One other thing is, instead of 2 pieces of redstone dust, we have to flip these comparators around and put this one into a block, which will just give us an extra split second of delay before the potions are extracted. Now, if all you wanted was to make the 9 basic potions, you would be done. This is all the stuff that you need in order to make those 9. But if we want to add effects and lingering and brew a weakness potion, we're going to need to do the other half of this. So we're going to start with 5 hoppers, 5 all facing in, again just like these ones over here, and these are going to have our glowstone, redstone, fermented spider eyes, gunpowder, and dragon's breath in them. We go ahead and put some chests on here, but we're not going to fill them up yet. Now we're going to come back to the front here and put the buttons and redstone lamps for all the effects. Item frames here to say what they all are. Another lamp up here for the weakness potion. The button on top of it. And then one over here to add in the dragon's breath with a lever. So now we're going to come around to the back side, put blocks over the redstone lamps, and our order is going to be glowstone, gunpowder, fermented spider eye, and then redstone. And on top of these, we're going to have repeaters. We can come out 3 blocks and put a comparator out there. We're going to do the same process for these 4. From the back of the comparator, a dropper facing towards you, dropper facing up, dropper facing across, and then a hopper facing down. And these are each another form of T flip-flop to toggle the outputs here. From here, going to go up 1 and down 1. And do the same for the 4. And put redstone dust across here. Then we're going to come down here, block back, and then 2 blocks down here with repeaters on them, and then a redstone torch on this block here. And we'll repeat that for all 4 of these. You can see that putting the redstone torch there lit up all these lamps here, So we can go ahead and put an item in each of these hoppers here, which will activate the comparators, and that'll activate the redstone repeaters, shut off the torches, which shuts off the lights. Alright, now we're going to start with the fermented spider eye circuit. We're going to come down 3 blocks here, put redstone dust there, redstone torch there. We're going to come down by a block, put a couple more in, over by 2, forward by 1. This gets a repeater. This all gets redstone dust here to connect up to that. This repeater goes into a block with a torch on it. Another block, another torch to the side, block, torch, block, torch, block. And this will give us the ability to light up this lamp here when this is turned on. So if we turn this on, we can see it lights up that lamp. And now we're going to continue this line over to the other side and connect it up with all the other lamps that we have over there. And we just run a line over to here, block up there, torch under this light. I'll turn it on. And a repeater here so that we don't lock the blaze powder hopper when we have this on. And then continuing over here, come to about there. Here we're going to have a repeater in, another block up, block down, redstone torch. This will power this lamp for the invisibility potion. And block up like that. Redstone torch to turn it off when it's not powered. And then just wind it around like that so it goes in. And now we can see that when we hit this button here to turn on, enable the fermented spider eye, this light, this light, this light, and this light all come on. Now we're going to come back over here, make a W shape. Here, repeater on one of these blocks, redstone dust, up, up, up again, into a block, and on that block we're going to place a sticky piston with a block. Going out of here, repeater on 2 ticks, into a block, the redstone torch. And this is similar to what we had over there. We're just moving the observer around. Now from this block here, we're going to put a comparator on it because that is right behind this button here for the weakness potion. And we can block up, up with some redstone dust. And with some redstone dust, and we'll bring it across. Bring it across to in line with this. And here we're going to have 3 blocks here. Repeater, repeater on 4 ticks, and then repeater. Now we add a sticky piston facing down with an observer also facing down. And we can also do this for the first 4 here because they're all going to be the same. So sticky pistons, observers. And we'll mirror this circuit as well. Now we're going to come back to this side, put redstone torches on the top of all of these with blocks on top of all of those. And then more redstone torches out the front, leaving the first one blank. Leaving that guy blank. Redstone torches out the front. And then redstone torches on the top here, skipping these 2. Then we're going to come out from the first one, the third one, and the last one with a line of redstone dust. And this is because these are the only ones that should get activated if we want the secondary effects. I know there's multiple ways to brew secondary. I'm just assuming you have more sugar than rabbit's feet. Connect redstone dust on all of these. Repeater here on 4 ticks. Block up, block across, and bring a redstone line all the way across here. And we're just going to wire it into the side of that piston. Bring a redstone line all the way across here to wire into the side of this piston. I'm going to add more delay here just to make sure. And yeah, that should be the fermented spider eye circuit done. And then we're going to need some slabs or stairs here. That way we can still open our chests, but we can also run redstone on top of them. And for all of these, I'll get redstone because these 8 here can all have redstone added to them. This first one here with the glistening melon cannot have redstone added to it. So we're going to leave this, that's why we leave this blank. Now we're going to put a block here with a repeater on 4 ticks, a block up, and then we can add some more stairs here with some redstone dust on them. Add a slab coming out here, block or slab, and then a solid block up here. These guys are also going to have repeaters on 4 ticks. Now we're going to come down here, add some blocks for this portion here, over 2, cross 2, cross 2, and then up into that piston there. And it's just redstone, redstone torch across there, and that's the redstone circuit done. Now for the glowstone, we're going to put a block on top of all these torches here, except for this last one. We're going to leave him alone. Going to have 2 blocks coming across here, redstone dust on top of all these, blocks on top of this so that the redstone doesn't connect, a repeater on 4 ticks here, a block up and a block down like that, and then another block down here. And redstone dust, cross. We have to put stairs, slabs on top of our chests so that we can still open them. Dust leading across there. Slab at the back. Repeater. Block. Block. Repeater. And we're really just matching the delay. So we got 3 repeaters for the glowstone, 3 repeaters for the redstone. Then we come down here, torch off the side of this, couple blocks here with redstone dust, block, block up again. I'm going to put a repeater here on just 1 tick so it doesn't interfere with this, redstone dust there, and that'll activate that piston when this is turned on. And that's the glowstone circuit. Now for the gunpowder, we're going to come out of here, 2 blocks, and then 2 half slabs here. And that way the redstone can go up, but it won't go down. Redstone, redstone, repeater on 4, redstone, repeater on 4, redstone, redstone. And that'll create a delay for the gunpowder, and it'll try to put it in whenever this system is activated, regardless of what it is. And now coming down here, gonna have 2 blocks, a block up, put a torch on there, repeater out here, redstone dust into that torch. And that's all for the gunpowder circuit. Now for the dragon's breath circuit, block on the back of the lamp, repeater on top of it, block up with redstone dust, another block there with redstone dust, and a sticky piston on the face of that. We're also going to do another sticky piston and observer going down there. And we're going to have a block up here with a sticky piston there. And dragon's breath can only go in after gunpowder, so we're going to put a block up there, redstone torch, block, redstone torch. And this will ensure that the dragon's breath is only activated when the gunpowder is activated. Coming up here, I'm going to take out this repeater and block, put a block over there, a slab here and here with redstone dust and a repeater there, repeater across here on 4 ticks, a block with another repeater on 4 ticks, and then a block up here that has redstone dust on it. We're actually going to move the sticky piston up 1 and put a block on its face. That way when we flick the lever here, turn on the light, but also complete this little circuit here that brings the signal from this down and around into that sticky piston there. And that's the dragon's breath circuit. Now we're going to come back down here, put a torch on the side of this and on the top of that. On top of this, we're going to have a sticky piston with some slime blocks. 1, 2, 3. And an observer facing this way. And on top of here, I need some terracotta, something that won't stick to the slime blocks as it gets pushed over it. That, then a sticky piston here with 1, 2, 3, 4 slime blocks, and an observer this way. On each of these, we're going to have an observer that faces into them. And this circuit is so that if the glowstone is activated, it deactivates the redstone and vice versa. So here we're going to have a repeater on 3 ticks, redstone dust in front of this observer, and that'll send 2 pulses through this, which is enough to reset it if it needs to be reset, but it won't activate it if it doesn't need to be reset. So we're going to do the same over here, come out a couple blocks, put an observer facing in there. Redstone, redstone, and block there with the repeater on 3 ticks. Now don't forget to come over here and fill in your item frames so you know what's going on. Make sure you get the right ones in the right place, otherwise you're just going to get confused. Now we can come put some water in here that we can use to refill our water bottles, and we're going to fill in all these chests here. Make sure to put your item in the bottom hopper. One thing I forgot was to add in this locking circuit here, so make sure you do that. A couple blocks, redstone repeater on 2 ticks, and a torch. That way you don't lose all your dragon's breath. Well folks, there you have it. Thanks for sticking around for my tutorial of a new potion brewing system. Add some ladders in here so that you can get up and down to refill your storage system. And you can exchange all these for stairs or slabs or whatever you want to do to decorate it, make it pretty. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks for hanging out with me, and hope this helps you guys.